What is up, guys? Back for another video. This one is going to be the quarter panel removal. So unfortunately there was some music playing in the background, so I'm just going to do this as a voiceover, and I am explaining here the original plan to do the quarter panel repair. So I wanted to cut it here by the C pillar and then through the gas tank, and I realized that wasn't really the best move. So instead we are taking the whole panel all the way up to the A pillar. So I didn't record it, but you can see I already drilled out all the spot welds on the door frames, the roof, and we made a slice on the A pillar. So when I put this on the race car, it kills two birds with one stone. One, it fixes the quarter panel, and then two, it's going to fix the entire roof section, which is also damaged. Of course, I'm going to have a few cuts to get this off, and then I'm going to have to weld it, but the weld lengths are going to be much shorter. The other challenge is dealing with this rusted section right here. If this shell was a lot cleaner, I would have taken the entire quarter panel all the way down to the floor, but of course I don't want that rust, so I'm gonna have to cut around the rust, which once again is gonna lead me to cut through the fuel door section. Now of course this isn't the right way of doing it, but it is much better than my original idea. And then we have most of it already split. I have a few spot welds that I need to remove, and then of course I need to make the cut around the rust. Everything else is pretty much split. I have a slice underneath the quarter panel that's going to be hidden behind the bumper, as you can see here, and then it follows that stiffener, goes inside the trunk, and captures the taillight bezel as well, which is also heavily damaged on the race car. So once again, not the right way of doing it, but hey, this is a race car. You can kind of take these shortcuts. It's going to be good enough. So let's get into it. Let's make a few more cuts and get this quarter panel off. Also, full disclosure, I don't recommend using a cutoff wheel without a guard. However, I will say that I do use only high quality blades that don't shatter. But yeah, just be safe out there, guys. Just had to cut the spot welds off there. Now for the important cut. Wait a second. I'm dumb. This is the part that's coming off. Not the bottom. Okay, we gotta cut these spot welds. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, we're idiots.
Alright, well I'll make this cut.
Like, this is irrelevant.
Yeah, I was like, why am I doing this? Wow.
She had a juice.
Don't have battery for a little bit. I didn't put the other one on the burger. Why do you have to have that weird stance?
What are you talking about? You gotta have an action stance. Pretty sure that's a weld right there.
Maybe?
Maybe not.
I bet you it's like glued. Yeah, I bet it's glued. So I could probably get it with the torch Oh. And cut. So here's a better look of all of the spot welds that I had to drill out using the spot weld drill bit. It's a lot. It gets pretty tricky in a few sections, especially in the rear trunk area because it's 3 panels all sandwiched together. So you have to get the spot welds from the top and the bottom. And then of course you got to follow the rear window, the roof section, and then all of the door jambs. So all in all, it's probably over 50 spot welds you have to drill out. And then of course some of them are a little more stubborn than others. And then you have the 2 cuts, one on the A pillar and then one on the B pillar, which will be hidden behind the door. So that's a pretty easy weld. But yeah, this is a ton of work, but I think it's definitely worth it in the long run. Here's a better look of the cut that I made from the C pillar to the fuel door. And then of course down to the lower section of the quarter panel, avoiding any rust on the quarter panel. And then I made a big horizontal cut underneath the quarter panel, which will get hidden by the bumper. You can see that cut then transitions around through the rear of the taillight bucket, and there you can see how I avoided all of the rust. Everything else here on this quarter panel is clean and rust free, so it should be 0 issues. And this is the 3 sections of metal that I was talking about underneath the trunk that I had to pry apart. And then, yeah, we got separation. Basically everything here is complete. And we just have a few more spot welds to separate. And then of course I got one more cut to make here in the door jamb. All right, another day in the shop. I might have a lisp right now because I'm wearing retainers, getting my teeth whitened. So when I get my front tooth, I'll have nice teeth again. So sorry for the lisp. I should probably wait until I take these out. Yeah, let me just wait. I'm gonna take these out, I'll be right back. My original plan was to do a cut right here through the fuel lid, come up to the window, and then do one down here. And my main concern was welding this long stretch right here. It's really easy to warp these panels because they're so thin. And then the other issue is the entire roof of this car is completely destroyed. The quarter panel is completely destroyed. The inner structure is destroyed. This section right here, I think it's pushed down a little bit. So everything on the race car in terms of quarter panel needs to be replaced. What I decided to do is I'm going to take this entire quarter panel all the way up to about right here where you can see the cut. This is gonna be much easier because all I have to do now is weld this small section right here, which is gonna be super easy. Weld the section right here, and then obviously do all the spot welds. By the fuel door, it's kind of tough because unfortunately this quarter panel has rust. If this quarter panel didn't have rust, I could have probably taken it all the way from down here. Shoulda, coulda, woulda, whatever. I think this will still be fine. So I made a cut that goes along this way. So this is the longest section of quarter panel that I'm gonna have to weld up. And then it goes into the door jamb. So this door jamb, this will be pretty easy. It doesn't need to be pretty. This section, I'm gonna have to, you know, take my time on it, do some tack welds, sand it down, make it nice. And then all of this right here, this whole section is basically glued to the fuel door. So this is gonna be perfect because just a little bit of heat will actually get this separated from the fuel door section. And then when I put this on the race car, this is gonna basically be where this quarter panel perfectly aligns itself. And then I'll just use some panel bond, glue it back in. And then down here, we have another cut, which was to kind of avoid all this rust area. And then I just made the cut go below the bumper. So it goes all the way below the bumper to the back, above this little crash bumper structure beam, up over, and then inside. As of right now, everywhere else, it is properly split. So the roof, the B pillar, everything on the C pillar is split. I'm currently working on undoing the glue that's in this area. So here, let me get you on the inside. So you can kind of see the fuel door or the fuel structure. It has a flange, and that flange is about 1 inch thick, and it seems like it's just panel bonded to the quarter panel. So I'm just using a torch right by the fuel filler. Yes, it's extremely sketchy. I should probably get my fire extinguisher ready. But yeah, once I get this glue done, and then this separated from here, we can basically just pop this whole quarter panel off. Yeah, that was a long explanation, but I'm super pumped. This is, I think, the better way of doing it. The right way of doing it would have been taking the whole quarter panel, but as you can tell, that wasn't an option with this car. But I still think this is the next best situation. And yeah, we're gonna give it our best shot because this quarter panel is effed. And of course, we're using the spot weld drill bit. Once again, this thing is pretty nice. It's especially nice when you get a new tool and it's nice and sharp. It makes your life a whole lot easier. All right, we have separated the quarter panel. I think all that we have is the fuel door. Go. All right, I got everything split and it looks like, I think there's a panel behind here that's glued as well, because I can kind of see it through the crack. Confirmed. Luckily I can get to it through the seatbelt area. A little bit of heat, melt that glue, and then we should be golden. You can see the glue by that fuel door area. So let's separate this bad boy. Yeah, you can kind of see the glue right there. All right, I'm gonna try to use this little blade first. If I can get to it. Boom. Ha ha! Hell yeah. Man, that worked great. I don't really know where to put it. So there you go. That's what a Civic looks like without a quarter panel. So this was the glue that I was talking about. You gotta undo it by the fuel door, and then right here I was able to cut this with the saw, but I couldn't reach back here. You can kind of see where I stopped. So a little bit of heat makes the glue come right off. But damn, that worked out great. So the panel kind of slid in between these, right? So a lower panel, then the quarter panel, and then this upper trunk panel. So when I put it on that car, theoretically I should be able to put it in the same exact spot as this. And then I just got to weld up this cut, which shouldn't really be too difficult. Weld it here, weld it there, do all the spot welds, weld it here. You won't see that, the doors will cover it, and then weld it here. This will be nice and easy. And then, damn. You know, when you look at these cars from the 90s, look how thin this material is. This wasn't gonna protect you in a rollover. So sketch. Cars are built way better these days. But anyway, I think that looks pretty sick. I'm pumped with that. That worked out really well. That was about a few hours worth of work to get this whole panel off. So on that car, I'm gonna have to be a little bit more careful how far I go with the spot weld drill bit, because we don't want to go through this material on that car, because we got to weld the new quarter panel to all of that. But alrighty, this car's next. This car sucks. Getting all the harnesses out, pain in the butt, but I might need to use those. And of course, we got our copper zinc coated hardware, which I'll sort later. But man, that was a lot of work. This car, pretty much fully stripped. I got all the stuff that I wanted to keep, like, you know, some interior bits, dashboard harnesses, bolts, brackets, bunch of random stuff. But yeah, pretty much complete with this car. I'm not touching the engine. Yeah, stuff like steering column, that's a good thing to have. Let's organize the stuff that I need and don't want, and then this car can go out of the garage and never be back in here because I hate this thing. All right, garage is back to normal. Integra back where it belongs, inside the garage. The rust bucket is officially out. It's mostly stripped. Still want to get a few more things off of it, but it's done. And what that means for you guys is no more stock Civic content. That's it, we're done. We're done with the blue car. The spare chassis car, it is sitting at the side of the garage. When I get some free time this year, I'll start working on that, but that's gonna be a very slow project. The red car, that car is basically done. It's gonna get thrown into the trash, or I guess the junkyard, when I get a chance. And so now we're just going to focus on the actual race car. So I know you guys have been kind of waiting for this patiently. The roof project, the quarter panel project, that will be up next to kind of get this car fixed up, repair all the rollover damage, and then we're just gonna focus on making this car faster for the 2024 season. So I guess that's it for me. 2023, you guys have been tuning in, watching, which, you know, I really appreciate that, liking it, commenting on the video, subscribing. Thank you so much. Glad you guys enjoy it. And I'm just excited to start releasing more content on the actual race car itself. So 2024, it should hopefully be a good year. And yeah, I'm just excited to bring you guys along for the journey. I'm not really doing this YouTube to, you know, make this my career or anything. I'm just sharing what I'm doing in the garage. And for those of you that like it and want to follow, I appreciate it. It's awesome. And yeah, we're just gonna do more build stuff, more racing. I got a lot more things I want to share with you guys. I got some cool video ideas. So anyway, just wanted to say Happy New Year. Probably my last video of this year. And yeah, just eager to get started for 2024. So see you guys in the next video.